You're listening to the Incomparables Total Party Kill podcast, in which a group of friends play Dungeons and Dragons on the internet for your amusement. This is episode number 353, Dog and Pony Show Season 5, Episode 12, recorded June 2021, posted July 2022. A Cup of Coffin.
Welcome back to Total Party Kill. It's me, Tony Sindelar, a Dungeon Master. Is he, him, his pronouns. Today, we are playing yet more of the Dog and Pony adventure. That's right, Curse of Strahd, Ravenloft, Spooky Town, everything bad is happening to people you know and love. Speaking of people you know and love, let's meet our players. They will introduce their characters, and I will remind you of the horrors that transpired previously, as well as the horrors that await. First up in my Zoom window, it's Erica Ensign. Hi, Erica.
Hello, I play Brildish, a dwarven paladin. Her pronouns and mine are she, her. I also play Brildish's celestial pony, Pony Cindelart, and his pronouns are he, him.
Next up, it's Aline Sims. Hi, Aline.
May I approach the bench, Your Honor?
Please.
I would like to petition the court to rename this show CSI Barovia.
Okay, I'm looking over your proposal
second
here.
renaming.
It seems very legitimate. We did spend a lot of time looking at crime scene last night. Well, unfortunately, I think as a local magistrate, I don't control all the stream information, so I'm going to kick this up to the Superior Court of Dan. We'll introduce him in a little bit.
Okay,
Hi,
all right. Well, hi. I play Imra Soliana, the Wood Elf Ranger, and the dog in our Dog and Pony Show, Androdite. We all use she, her pronouns.
Next up, it's the one, the only, the Micah Sargent. Hi, Micah.
Hello, Tony Sindelar. I play Elevor Landman, the half-elf druid, whose pronouns are he, him, like mine, as well as Samus, the saber-toothed tiger, whose pronouns are she, her.
Also joining us, it's Jane Rett. Hi, Jane.
Hi, Tony. I play Lena Dulina, the human rogue, and our pronouns are both she, her.
And last but not least, the Superior Court of Dan Morin. Dan Morin!
Hear ye, court is now in session. The Honorable me presiding.
I'm not standing.
The court has a Kennedy accent? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
The Honorable me. That's good.
I would like a party platter. Hi, Tony. I'm playing Castanotar's Crucible. And it's warm. I'm playing Castanotar's Crucible, Warforged Cleric of the God Onatar, who uses the pronouns they, them. I use the pronouns he, him. I'm okay with renaming the show, but I don't know if I can do that right now without breaking literally everything.
Oh. Well, don't let that stop you. Get on it.
If I had a soundboard, this is where you get some Foley of me falling down some stairs.
Oh, wait, that's a Law & Order sound effect. I don't know if I've ever actually seen an episode of CSI, whereas
I would
I've
need
seen
some sunglasses.
hundreds of episodes of Law & Order.
I went to high school with somebody who was on CSI.
Oh,
well, we're not playing this game anymore. Tell us more, Erica.
His name's Eric Samanda, and I had a little crush on him in high school.
And then he went on to TV, so you have good taste, apparently.
And then he went on to TV. I didn't actually really watch the show, so I can't say that the crush was like that strong, but...
It was not 40 minutes of television strong. Got it.
Okay. No. What is?
Guess not.
All right, previously on
doing?
Total Party Kill, the Dog and Pony Show.
Warm.
Oh, I see what's going on. Tony is delayed, and therefore if we talk, then he has to wait longer until we're done talking. And if we keep talking, then he has to keep waiting until we're done talking after the latency. Got it.
Could you explain that one more time, Micah?
Sorry, what were you saying, Tony?
Previously on the Dog and Pony Show, our band traveled... I don't know how much of this you want me to do.
Previously on the Dog and Pony Show, our adventurers are stopping off in the town of Vallaki, a town they have been to before, on their way to a final confrontation at Castle Ravenloft. Their obligations here in Vallaki are multiple. They're checking in with some old friends, stealing a wedding dress, dropping off a wagon full of wine. You know, your standard Tuesday. Unfortunately, not all is well in Vallaki. The town seems to be suffering from some strange attacks within the walls and is in a bit of a lockdown. You have just investigated the site of one of their attacks, a home that was the scene of a brutal slaying of Vallaki citizens. And I believe through your intense forensic skills, determined that a creature of the night, a vampire spawn, or perhaps more than a single spawn, had been here and slain several people of Vallaki. You also, I believe, minor note, somebody was stacking up kindling outside the house, perhaps in preparation for burning it down. And it is getting to be, I would say, probably pretty late afternoon, early evening. Just, you know, I feel like time of day starts to matter when we were talking about the vampire. Yeah. What's next, everybody?
What if we throw a party and our door is wide open and it encourages some of these would-be arsonists to perhaps come inside where we can trap them?
You want to do this in the murder house, or do you want to pick another house?
I think they've already been to the murder house. We might need a new house.
Okay.
Roldish, do you have the paladin thing that lets you sense the direction of the nearest undead?
I do. I could pop that off anytime. I could do it right now if you want, but it's the middle of the day, so I feel like...
Not the middle.
How long is it from sunset?
What part of the day is it?
Late afternoon, early evening. I would say you might have an hour and a half from sundown.
That is just the amount of time we need to throw a party.
Somebody really wants to throw a party.
I'm not much of a partier, I'll be honest.
It's more of a party/ambush, Lena. You would be very into that.
Oh, I am much of an ambusher.
The undead...
I don't know who's going to show up is the problem. And, like, I don't like the idea of throwing a party where nobody shows up except the undead. Like, that's just not a party.
It is once we deal with the undead.
I need y'all to remind me that the undead are my favorite enemy.
Oh,
so
right.
I get advantage on survival checks, on intelligence checks.
So Brildish turns to Imra and says, Imra, what do you think would be a good way to trap or lure these foul undead creatures?
What a good question.
Yeah, let's make one of those rolls with advantage.
All right. Let's just see. Would that be like a history check?
I would give you your choice. Some kind of wisdom or intelligence-based skill. Could be history. Could be nature. Probably not nature. They're
nature is unnature. A thing?
I want there to be what does undead fall under? But
denature.
Denature.
Like proteins.
Because they're not arcane or and they're not religious.
Religion might know about dealing with the undead. But you
I
could
would
also
also
just do a
would-
straight up intelligence.
Yeah, I think I'm probably leaning toward just straight up into the wisdom or intelligence check. But tell you what, Aline, you decide what kind of check you're going to make, and I will filter the kind of information you learn based on that.
Okay. So since I have advantage on intelligence checks, I'm going to do that. Ooh. That is an 11.
Well, it does occur to you that probably these creatures are sleeping during the day, so it might be very hard to lure them out for any time soon. On the other hand, they are the most vulnerable during the day. So it's a little bit of like, they might be hard to find now, but this also might be our best chance to not have to fight them in their element, which is to say, the night.
Okay.
Now I'm thinking of gargoyles. The animated show.
I am the night.
So good.
I live again. That's a horrible Goliath voice.
I'm always.
You're always thinking of gargoyles.
Yeah.
Dan, the last episode of DuckTales has some gargoyles references in it.
I'm aware. I watched it.
Oh, I just watched it recently.
So I think the primary issue is that they've been striking all over the city, and we don't necessarily know where. Now, there would be a couple of ways to address that. Is there a way to put up an alarm? Do we want to split up?
Yeah, I think obviously players can always come up with things that I don't expect. I think your two options right now are try and track them back to where they are, which might be very hard, but not necessarily impossible. I mean, they are creatures, they leave tracks, and the town has been pretty much on lockdown, so there's not other people coming and going. It makes them easier to track in an urban environment than normally would be. Or lay some kind of trap to try and get them in the night, which is soon.
I feel like, Imra, it probably makes sense for you to at least attempt to track them, as they are your favored enemy. Perhaps then we could use Brildish's divine sense, as it were, to further narrow it down. I would be happy to assist in your sort of attempt, Aline. Imra.
Unfortunately, my divine sense only works if they are within 60 feet and not behind total cover.
Oh.
So if they happen to be, say, in a coffin, I wouldn't be able to tell.
Indeed.
If there are any on the streets, though.
So, when is divine sense useful?
Well, I mean, you can sense any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet that's not behind total cover. So, like, it uncovered a diva for us at one point.
Okay, so if you're looking at someone, you can tell, are they a vampire?
You ever been on a field, Tony, where there's people like 60 feet away on the field, and you're like, I wonder.
Are they vampires?
Are any of them vampires?
Dan, I've played...
Or if they can turn invisible.
Dan, I've played Ultimate Frisbee. Yeah.
They're all vampires in that case. That's all you need to know.
I mean, specifically when you play night games, I mean, it's like, well, I'm just setting myself up here. I'm in a public space. There's no, there's very little garlic. Yes. Your particular power is not so much a vampire tracker as a vampire validator.
Detector.
Yeah.
Yes.
You are valid. And I can, vampire.
Also
you prey upon the weak, but you are valid.
Yep. And I can sense the hallow spell, or there's some other stuff, but right now the undead thing I think is the most important.
Yeah, I would like to look around and see if I can find a pattern or find where tracks are leading to.
All right. I think that's a straight up nature check, right? Unless there's some kind of tracking skill.
Sounds good to me. That's a 19.
All right. So just as a reminder, you are kind of by the, I believe we've determined on the map of Vallaki, you're investigating one of these houses all the way on the eastern side of Vallaki by the
Did
east
you roll
gate.
with advantage, Aline?
I did not.
They're undead, so do you get...
Sure.
Because it's intelligence-based, right?
Mm-hmm.
Roll.
Oh, yeah. Also, I just looked up the full rules for Divine Sense again, and it reminds me that the presence of strong evil registers on my senses like a noxious odor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think...
Stinky!
Yeah, we just call... I think at this point, we just call that the Barovian, aura.
Yeah, that's true.
Here in...
I can't even smell it anymore. I've just been here for so long.
But I will say there's a
notice.
Lingering... strong... Well, you were out in the wilderness.
A miasma.
A miasma. You were in the wilderness. There was none of that in Rictavia's tower. So you could finally, it's like when your allergies clear, you can finally breathe deep in Rictavia's tower. But yes, it is permeating Vallaki, and it does seem particularly kind of heady here in this the ruins of this crime scene,
murder house.
Yes. So Imra, you had rolled a tracking score, and it was very high, right?
Yeah, 19 was my higher roll.
All right. So it does seem like I think you've determined that there are two kind of strange, not human, not footprints of creatures that have kind of, let's just say, pointy feet. Kind of, are they talons? Are they toes? It's very indeterminate, and it does seem like they probably dragged a person, or at least 80% of a person, away from. No, that's good. You can turn that in at the treasury for a whole person.
It's better than 50%. That's right.
Yeah, you need at least 51% of a person to. Yeah. Bank humor. It looks like they presumably under the cover of night because it would be pretty dramatic, dragged someone out of this house, out the front door, and down the main road west of your current location.
Okay, I'll
Seems
let
like
everybody
it
know.
might not be impossible to track them further into Vallaki.
Yeah, I think I can tell they went to the west. I think we should try to follow it and see if we can catch them while they're asleep.
Let's do it.
All right. Sounds like a plan.
All right. So you're going to leave the scene of the murder.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I mean, is there anything like with I've been here the whole time that we've been discussing this, looking around. Anything else that we didn't notice already?
Streets are empty. Everyone, every now and then you might catch a curtain pulled back with somebody kind of peeking out at you from a neighboring house, but things are quiet here. It is uneasy being in what is normally a bustling little town here, even in Barovia, to be deathly silent. All right. So, Imra, you lead the way west down the kind of main street that kind of cuts east to west through Vallaki. It's a little, it has some twists and turns over the kind of natural rolling hills of the Barovian landscape here. And as you are heading down there, a patrol comes around the corner. It is 3 local town militia. They don't really even have matching uniforms so much as they're men and women holding spears. But they are led by one Izek Strasny. You will remember Izek Strasny.
Our friend!
Your known NPC.
Acquaintance?
Izek Strasny is the leader of the Vallaki security forces. He works for the Burgermeister. His notable trademark is his monster arm. And I guess sister of Irina Kolyana. So, yeah.
I hope he doesn't ask us where she
brother.
is.
Yes.
No, that's all right. We have good news for him.
It's literally, I was like, in my notes, he will ask where she is. Thanks, Elaine.
We saved his sister's soul.
So they are somewhat startled to see you. They seem to be carrying boxes with sticks sticking out of it looks like of lumber, basically. And they turn a corner carrying boxes of lumber, and Izek sees you and says, I did not know you were in town.
We just got back.
Oh, is my sister with you? Is she well?
Your sister is great.
She is well.
We managed.
This is good. It is good to see you, friends, acquaintances, people. It is good to see you, people. He waves his patrol, and the 3 soldiers or militia members head off. They're headed east, carrying looks like boxes of lumber or kindling, and Izek stays to chat with you all for a bit. These are dark times that you come to Vallaki. We have caught the attention of the devil, or so the Burgermeister fears.
It looks pretty rough. We heard there have been attacks in a bunch of different places, and yeah, we were thinking of looking around and seeing if we can track down some of the monstrosities that might have done this, and help out the town by taking care of some business.
Look, we do not know each other well, but I would suggest perhaps you get back on the road before nightfall.
Oh.
Yes, it is not safe to be in Vallaki anymore. You did not hear
generally not particularly safe to be outside of Vallaki at night either.
This is not advice I would normally give you, but right now, every night there is one or more attack.
We have heard of these attacks. We have asked around after them, and while we will be cautious, we are not afraid. We are dedicated to determining the cause of this and preventing it from terrorizing Vallaki any further. You have our word.
You're good people, too good, I fear, for Barovia. I cannot stay and talk long. We are under orders to purge the houses of the recent attacks. He gestures.
What does that mean? Purge them of...
Burning them down, says Brildish.
Ah, okay. So not removing the people that are just living.
No.
Got it.
Just Yes.
Got it. Cool.
Are there any people living in those houses at this point? Or it sounds like they were all...
Is everyone dead?
Well, there's that too. Yeah.
Isaac, we are planning to attempt to catch these terrible beasts in the act. We will send up a cry, one way or another, I imagine, when we have engaged them. I hope that we can call on you for support.
I like that Lena said catch them in the act like we're cops.
Oh, yeah.
Ideally, we catch them before the act, but nah, whatever. Well, listen, we got evidence. You're a vampire.
Wings up.
I will listen and watch for any sign. I am supposed to return to the Burgermeister's mansion as soon as we finish here. It is. I have to be there by nightfall. The family is not well.
I was just going to ask, how is that Burgermeister doing? And are they like all snug as a bug in a rug and sort of locked up tight in the house?
The Burgermeister and his...
How's the house? How's the house?
They do not leave. They have not left their chambers in several days. Even in the daytime.
So they're probably not expecting visitors.
I am thinking they are terrified of visitors right now.
But they remain at the same address?
Yes.
That was just for Erica. That's fine.
Okay. You are a strange one, Traveler. What is an Erica of what you speak?
Nobody knows.
I will tell you, just a little note. You've spent a lot of time at the Burgermeister's mansion. Too much time, really. You know the layout of the second floor well, and you do know where his the Burgermeister's private quarters are, which is different, I believe, than the room where a certain dress of wedding was kept. So.
It wasn't even in the bedroom either. It was like the powder room.
There was, I believe, a powder room conveniently located next to some back stairs by a back door, and who knows how well that would be guarded. So maybe it's guarded by a guy that you know named Isaac Strosny. I mean, I'm just a friend passing by, offering this information. I am certainly not a dungeon master who wishes you ill.
I'm thinking perhaps we may have more leverage once we are the heroes of the city, or dead.
Yeah, or dead. Yeah,
always more leverage.
Less leverage when we are dead.
Or dead.
Revenants have the most leverage. Yep. Though I believe I get to control all your actions as revenants. But you will be forced to sit and watch me roleplay 5 characters. 5 revenants. First thing first, they start a band.
I was going to say forced is the wrong word there. I
mean, at this point, it's like 8 characters because you have Basilica.
True.
Well, I can't turn Basilica into a revenant. Can I turn a saber-toothed tiger into a revenant? I'll look that up later.
At least Pony would just be gone.
You guys are sure we don't want to practice this? Lay out what we're going to do, plan, maybe have a dress rehearsal?
I'm sure. Crucible.
Isaac says, I would like to stay and talk more, but I should be going. You can find me at the Burgermeister's mansion. I am usually outside.
Okay.
Be well, Isaac.
Thanks.
He waves at you with his monster hand and heads off with his box of kindling off to burn down a house on the eastern side of Valaki. As you do.
One of the good ones.
He's doing well. I think he's doing,
it turns out, finding your sister, getting to have a brief chat with her 100 episodes ago, it really changes you from a, compulsive doll hoarder. still on a bit of an arson kick, but
But he's putting it to good use. This is positive, constructive arson.
It's applied arson. It's not,
theoretical.
All right. So you were probably just about 2 or 3 blocks from where they were headed. Imra, I'm thinking you're going to need to do another tracking check to try and determine the location of the continuation of the tracks here.
I'm going to roll my fancy new dice.
Fancy stone die?
My fancy stone
I'm looking
die.
forward to hearing that.
Clunk, clunk, clunk.
Yep. The fanciest of the two. I'd like to thank my friend and TPK listener, Megan, for sending me these fancy stone dice. She'll hear this forever
Megan,
from
this
now.
could have got, there was a mathematical chance that this could have gone real poorly, so good, you're good luck.
16 is the higher.
All right. You follow the tracks for several more houses, and then you see that they turn off onto a side road south of the main street, cutting east to west through Valaki. So I imagine you're somewhere around there.
Okay.
They look like they kind of go down a side road and then into an alley.
Ooh, an alley.
Alley is promising.
I want to make sure I have a bow and arrow, like an arrow lightly knocked on my bow so that I can shoot first and ask questions later.
Okay.
I like it.
The Imra Soliana way. And so I'm going to head down toward that alley. Do you want another check?
Sure, give me one more.
Ooh, 19 on the die for 21.
Yeah, so the tracks continue for a way. Seems like they probably just were leaving the main road to be more inconspicuous. And you see the tracks, they disappear at a particular building here on the edge of Valaki. I'll tell you, it happens to be, this doesn't 100% line up with my descriptions of geography, but it's okay. You're but it's N6 on the map. You see that?
Okay.
And I imagine that they took kind of like a path behind. I moved it so you can see the alley behind the.
Gotcha.
They're on the move, everyone! Quick.
The whole building.
So.
No, that was Baba Lazaga's house.
Right.
This does appear to be specifically like a shop, possibly with a residence above or something like that. But it does seem to be not just a house or a townhouse or a hut.
Do Valaki homes tend to have basements or not?
I think Valaki homes do not tend to have basements.
Okay.
We went to a basement at a church.
Well,
maybe that was the exception to the
rule. But that wasn't in Valaki. That was
Little
Barovia.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yep. The soil is very different consistency in Little Barovia than it is in.
You have to tell me, I'm an archaeologist.
The water table, they're near a lake. It's just completely different, Dan.
Yep.
So are there trees around this? If I'm seeing N6,
yeah, I would say that there are some trees.
So I think we have two approaches here. One is to try to enter now, and ambush them. The other one is to keep an eye on the building and wait until they exit. I do worry that if we try and enter now, they may begin screaming that someone is trying to break into their house, which right now everyone is very tense, and it might lead to misunderstandings with the local constabulary.
What if we do it very quietly?
Also, I feel like maybe there aren't a lot of people that are going to come running because we've got our local constabularies like several blocks that way. They're burning down a house. That gets noisy. Don't ask how I know. And I feel like, these awful creatures are weaker during the daytime, according to our expert here, Imra. So I was hoping for a basement so we could just go straight downstairs and I could pop off divine sense and then we could see what we see. But
and Onatar favor the bold. I suggest we take swift action. Perhaps, Lena, you could gain us entrance without making too much of a fuss.
I can certainly try.
Elivor says, I gotta tell you, I kind of like the stealth option.
Like stealthing into the building or waiting silently in for somebody to exit.
Elivor shook his head a little bit at the fortune favors the bold comment. So not entirely feeling that.
The problem with waiting is there are 4 sides to this building. We would have to split ourselves up to actually watch.
Splitting the party, says Elivor. Never mind.
Fortune, splitting the party.
Yeah, it turns out that when you're breaking into #vampire house, there aren't a lot of not bold options.
Yeah, we'll have to go with that.
It's true.
So in terms of entrances and exits, are there doors, windows?
Yes, I have brought up a map for all of you. Did that load okay?
Yep.
Yes.
I don't. Let's see. So I've put you kind of on the behind the house, and I think you may have the NPC. There may be some NPCs that I loaded on the map that are not present. Don't worry about them. So you are on the north side of the building, which is the alley side. There is kind of I guess it's a side door. Right around the corner here. The main front door you would assume would be on the south side of the structure. It is a kind of standard four-sided square rectangular kind of building. There are windows on most of the sides of the structure, though they don't look like they are very useful for getting in or out based on small sizes.
But are they covered? Like, can we look inside?
Would you like to try and look inside a window?
Yes. Lena would like to very sneakily.
Lena, pick a window and move your token up to a window.
Okay.
Brildish is specifically staying back so that she doesn't mess up any footprints or anything or drag marks that Imra might be able to see, because Brildish would clomp right through that.
Keep.
All right. The window so you're on the east side of the building. These are, the windows are a little high in the wall. You notice the other windows do look like they might have kind of curtains drawn or something like that, but you were drawn to this window because it looks like there's just a little bit of gap in the curtains. You gotta stand on your tippy toes and peer through the window, and you can just barely see into a dusty, musty, kind of unlit room. Looks like it's got a bunch of, I don't know, wooden containers kind of scattered around it. I'm just going to reveal this part of the map for you all.
Oh, crates.
Wooden containers, you say?
Crates, yeah, sure. Like any
They look custom crates.
I mean, maybe this might be the Undertaker's house.
You have
Wait. We know where the Undertaker's house is, don't we?
Coffins.
Is this that fantasy Netflix place? Wait, what was it? Fantasy
custom crates.
Is this who delivered us that coffin that one time?
Oh yeah, this isn't the home of the person who delivered the coffin to Argon Vosshild.
Yeah.
I think you would need to get a lot closer to a coffin to inspect the vintage.
I bet you would want us to do that.
I will say, I pointed out that this did appear to be some kind of shop. No one has checked the front of the shop.
Is it Henrik Vandervoort's shop? He is the coffin maker in Vallaki.
Brel just pokes around the front door of the shop, and there does appear to be a wooden swingy sign, right? And the sign is shaped like a coffin, but with like a kind of stylized, fancy.
Wait, whoa. Are we suggesting a bunch of vampires rolled into town and are like, look, how convenient?
They might have, and it was, who was it that was here? I think it was Elivor and Imra, I think, that were here before and actually talked to the coffin maker.
Really?
Did we?
Or at least watched the coffin maker talk to Izek Strozny, because you were following Izek Strozny.
I remember that.
He was on his tax collecting rounds, and he spent a little extra time
at the
in the coffin makers.
Place, yeah.
And then you went in and you said, hey, what's the deal? And he was like, oh, he's trying to shake me down. I don't have a lot of money.
You'd think, I don't know what the big deal is. Everyone stops in the morning for a coffin.
A cup of coffin? They're not stacked on top of each other anymore. Like one would assume that one only has so much real estate for storing. Like if you're going to build a large thing, you kind of need a lot of space to store large things, and they're not stacked.
I would say Elivor knows the layout of at least the front of this shop. So I mean, you should probably just reveal the rest of this building.
All right, Elivor, you now realize you've been here before. You know that there's a workroom.
The Superior Court of Dan will allow it.
You know that there is a workroom before, and you did talk to one Henrik, the coffin maker, long ago, which amazingly Erica remembered and no one else did.
So
Henrik Vandervoot.
I had to do a little searching on my notes.
So the upshot is any number of these coffins could be occupied. All of them could be. Some of them could be.
Anywhere between all and zero.
I guess.
Yeah, so I think we can agree that between all and zero are possibilities.
Do we want to try and go in, maybe open a coffin, and if there's a vampire in there, we kind of kill it and move on?
I'll be able to know right away if there's a vampire. Like all it needs to be is just cracked a tiny bit, and I can tell you, yay or nay, thumbs up, thumbs down.
Okay, I was gonna say, I think once we open it and we see
you're
someone
trying to
in
sell
it,
that skill, but it's like, I mean, most people can tell.
Yeah, once they open it,
open the coffin, whether there's a vampire in it or not. But yeah, certainly you can tell with magical certainty, but also. Like, Elivor can check just about, yep, there's a guy in a
hold on, he doesn't have a pulse. Story checks out.
Lena will be like, no, he's from the local Cape Enthusiast Club.
I think
he was about to go away on a Cape scholarship.
Aww. Dashed dreams.
Very...
I think the first thing we should do is open the curtains when we go in.
All right, daylight is a diminishing currency here in Vallaki as you realize that you have been to the coffin maker's shop before.
All right, Lena, you want to check that door and see if perhaps we can gain entry?
I gently check to see if the door is locked.
The door is locked. It's Barovia. People lock their doors.
Yeah, and there is like all the everything that's happening.
Yeah.
But why would they lock their door if they're the ones doing it?
Well, it would be real suspicious if they didn't.
Okay,
why isn't your door locked? Oh, I'm the murderer. I mean, I forgot.
All right, that is a 19 to try and pick the lock.
All right, Lena, you kind of probably scoff as you expertly pick the lock and open the back door to Henrik van der Voot's local coffin Zaras of Vallaki. New and previously owned coffins at a reasonable rate.
I swing the door all the way open in case people need to run in behind me very quickly.
Yes. So this is the back room of the coffin maker's shop. This seems to be set up as kind of maybe a display room, in that there are many coffins here, kind of scattered throughout the room. They're a bit haphazard. There are in total 13 wooden coffins, and there are a couple of high windows, all of them with drapes covering them. There are several doors on the kind of southern side of this room. I think I've revealed them now. One that you would know would go to the front workshop room, and two that go to undetermined locations. Feel free to move your tokens into the coffin maker's shop.
Does it appear that this is...
I said feel free to. I didn't say
okay. Is this like a well-swept floor? Is there any dust?
No, it's the other kind of floor.
Okay. Is there any way to determine if there are... Like, how heavily trafficked is this room?
Give me some kind of, I don't know, investigation.
I'm actually going to go... Imra. 13 coffins.
All right.
13 custom crates for humans. For human remains. Or humanoid.
I don't think they remain human.
Just to see if you can figure out how well trafficked this room is. If there are perhaps a couple of coffins that look like they've had some love recently.
Crucible's going to take a look around as well. He rolled a 26 on perception.
Ooh.
Aline, did you roll something?
Yeah, I got a total of 10 for both rolls.
Oh, you're not sure. I mean, the tracks do lead into this room, but once they go into the shop there, it's a little unclear.
Yeah, you're not one of those indoors rangers.
I'm not.
Yeah. The introvert rangers.
Sorry, my knowledge stops at the doorstep.
I'm a book ranger. I just
theoretical ranging, not applied.
Yeah. Crucible, you give the room a scan. It does look like the room is pretty dusty, and I don't know. Seems like Henrik is a little bit more in the coffin making business and not as much the
coffin
display and selling. Yeah, ABC always be coffining. So it is a little dusty, and so you can see that there are a good number of footprints coming and going, and some of them are they feet so much as they are the end of a limb of a horrible monster. But it does not look like they go to and from any particular coffin so much as there has been traffic across this room. In fact, perhaps mainly by creatures going. I'll just draw a line and then kind of back and forth along there. How's that? See that line?
Mm-hmm.
So those are my...
Yes.
Interesting.
All right, now I'll delete it because it makes me mad. I don't like defiling someone's map. So the path seems to mainly kind of go from the back door to the 3 doors on the southern side of this room.
I am suspecting
side.
that perhaps these coffins are not what we think them to be. Let us investigate one further, perhaps.
Perhaps if you kick one, we'll be able to know for sure.
I was going to simply open one.
I will say that it is about...
Maybe have Lena open one quietly.
So do we want to have a subset of quiet people come into the building?
The party. This is the time where I start
Broldish,
asking very specifically who is standing where.
Clack.
I think I will also say that there's probably... Well, let's see. You had to kind of track some people. You stopped to talk to Izek Strozny. I'm going to say there's maybe, what do you think, 40 minutes of daylight left?
Yeah, probably.
Not a lot of that daylight in this building.
I will allow Aragol to come with us.
I think Aragol is technically back. I will
allow Aragol to stay where he is.
We left Aragol with Vasilka.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I will know. I don't know if you noticed.
Listen, sometimes he pops up when we don't expect him. That's how we met.
Dan, which coffin are you checking? It might have Aragol in it. I will know.
Hey,
Micah made us a new token for Vasilka, so
you don't
have to look at your character acting
I love
token
it.
anymore.
Thank you.
But I will remove them from the map because they're not here now.
But they're gone.
Bye.
Easy
I
come.
think is Pony gone too?
Yeah, Pony's with them, I think.
I can't keep track of your entourage, but
There
Samus is here.
I was amazed when there were 10 tokens. I was like, that is a lot of tokens.
Yeah. All right. Samus doesn't say as much as the other NPCs.
Elivor, you can come if you turn into a cat or something.
I'm staying outside.
That's wise.
Heard something about
Crucible is
feet,
not
and I
very
have
stealthy,
nothing
but they
do
are
with
going to
that.
come anyways because
Also, Brodish and I are besties. So
cleric stuff. This is cleric territory.
All right. Crucible, you look around. Pick me a coffin, Crucible, that you want to open. Pick a coffin. Pick a coffin.
I think I'm just going to start with the one right next to the entrance that I came in here.
Show at lunch. All right. You will choose a coffin on the eastern wall. Do you just want to tell me a little bit about how you check a coffin?
So, I mean, classic coffin checking techniques, right? I mean, everyone knows this, right?
You knock first.
Step one,
you walk around it. Walk around it clockwise, counterclockwise.
Yep.
Run around underneath your nose.
Kick the tires. Did I mention some of these coffins have tires?
How many miles are on this coffin?
Are you looking to lease?
What do I have to do to get you into a coffin today?
You can fit so many adventures in this coffin if you chop them up first.
Crucible will ready, basically, raises their hand and, radiant light starts glowing around the tips of the fingers. They're ready with a spell in case such a thing is needed. And they lean over and sort of use their other hand to just like slightly prop up the lid. Are they on hinges or are they just lidded?
Just lidded.
Okay.
These are not.
See, if I was,
your discount
if I was
coffins.
in there, you could open it like this much, and I'd be able to tell you is there a vampire or not. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna.
Do you want, brothers? Just checking out in the alley. You want to check if this coffin shop is on Hallowed Grand? It's not. But do you want to check?
I want to know if Brildish's powers also work for the refrigerator light. Is it on? I can tell you magically. That's like I can see it.
All right, so Crucible, this is a very basic wooden coffin. I will tell you. I
don't need the sales pitch, Tony.
I used to work in sales. Yeah. So, I was, I can talk to my manager. We can do a little bit better on price. I don't know. Are you going to buy a warranty with it?
My coffin?
Give me a real quick perception check. Yeah, are you going to not get a warranty on a coffin? Then you just have
not
a
the
corpse.
Extended warranty.
You do not. You're all right. I will tell you, even
warranty.
with a 12, you're not sure this may be similar. It's certainly similar to the coffin that was delivered to you at Argid Vosholt. None of these coffins. Good news, Crucible. None of the coffins in your immediate vicinity. Why would I qualify it like that? None of the coffins in your immediate vicinity have the name Crucible carved into the cover. So,
well, that's nice.
They do seem similar in construction. Hard to know for sure. Maybe coffins are just. I mean, how many ways are there to build a coffin? None of these are barrel coffins or sarcophagi.
So is there anything in this? Is there a sarcophagi in this coffin, or?
Oh, you want to open the coffin carefully?
Doll.
I'm gonna pull out my longsword +1, by the way.
Yeah,
Right.
I told you I'm lifting it up. I got a spell ready to go
Right.
just in case.
You lift the lid off of it. There are no hinges, so you're gonna have to hold the lid awkwardly. With the light of your radiant fingers, the coffin is empty, and it's just a bare wooden coffin. This is not one of those plush coffins with like a velvet lining or a
I will
pillow or
quietly
anything.
put the lid back down, look at my friends, and just shake my head.
All right, one coffin has been checked.
And it only took 45 minutes.
Lena feels pretty, she's like, these are just coffins. You see them every day. You wake up first thing in the morning, see a coffin. Last thing,
You keep going to sleep in the worst places.
Yeah. She keeps going to sleep in Barovia. Is the thing.
Yeah, yep. You get that long rest where you can. Yeah.
I love how much Barovia gets brought up as like a correction for things. Somebody will say something and it's like, well, it's Barovia, so
Forget it, Mike. It's Barovia town.
Yeah, you get the people in Barovia are always talking about Barovia. So there are 12 coffins, 3 doors. I don't know, a town full of mysteries behind you.
Counting book ever.
So I think Lena feels like she can only count on Broldish staying outside for so long. So she wants to do a little bit more sneaky inspecting before that clock runs out.
All right. What would you like to sneaky inspect?
I'm just waiting to hear something. If I hear anything, I'm going in. So yeah, keep it quiet.
Let's do this, not the door in here, but this door right here.
The one south of you?
Yeah.
All right, you peek open the door. The door leads into a very tiny hallway with a set of stairs heading up. Up. The second scariest of directions. Down.
The other one's west.
And Lena does she like walks up the it looks like the time that she was opening the door in the tower and she's, dancing around.
There are spiders?
Macarena.
And then she's gonna do a little peep here as well.
All right. You peek in through this room. What horrors await you beyond? Oh, it's not the end of the episode yet. This appears to be a junk room. No, it's a junk room. There's a table with 4 chairs in one corner of the room. Lantern hanging from the chain directly above, unlit. 2 well-made cabinets stand against the east wall.
Those cabinets are well made.
Mm. Well, I mean, he's a craftsman.
Yeah, but I mean,
and you can see a door from there leading into the front.
Person-sized
mapped.
There's nothing that says that vampires have to be horizontal.
How tall are the cabinets?
Open your minds.
Open the cabinets. How tall are the
They
cabinets?
I'm gonna say the cabinets
wardrobes
are...
or like...
No,
they're drawers.
Dan, did I say they were wardrobes? No, I said they were cabinets.
Okay.
Do I need to open up an IKEA catalog? Is that what?
I'm just.
Let me tell you, I've shopped for cabinets.
Could a guy be in these cabinets?
Or
I mean, if there was no shelves or stuff in them, sure. Yeah, I mean, they'd probably be real scrunched. I wouldn't want to sleep in that cabinet.
Okay, then.
Okay. Crucible's gonna check another coffin while Lena's poking around.
All right, Crucible, you check another coffin. It is also empty.
Okay, you're not even making me roll at this point, so I'm feeling like upstairs.
You rolled an 18. I saw you roll an 18 and roll 20, right?
Did I? I did. When did I do
yeah,
that?
You
yeah,
did.
I remember doing it.
I'm not going to make you
Cool.
because you already did.
Yeah, great. Okay.
I kind of had a vision of perhaps Lena would just run around this room with her lightsaber cutting every coffin it has to check. Take that, tradespeople.
Or just poking it down from the
twice
top.
as
Yeah,
many
no.
coffins.
That was definitely what it was going to be. Just like
dipstick each coffin with a lightsaber.
Yeah.
Do it until blood comes out.
Yeah.
That's how you know it's done.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So, yeah.
Lena is going to turn back and look at probably Imra and Crucible and try and mime, and I will roll performance.
Thank you.
Nice. A skill that doesn't get used often enough.
I rolled a 2.
That didn't go
so
well.
Okay.
So Tony, why don't you come up with what I was hoping to convey with these hand
Lena
gestures.
says, can I see what the hand gestures were again? Can you do?
I feel like this won't be great on the podcast.
That's okay.
But
Well, all right. Lena has communicated to you inside that there are 2 drawbridges. They are open. One of them has a neck problem.
I think she wants us to steal third base.
and then she gives you a very serious nod.
Crucible returns the very serious nod, as though they have understood exactly what Lena is attempting to convey.
I don't think there's any doubt in your mind of what she said.
No. We are a well-oiled machine.
Crucible is confused as to why she would bring that up right now, but
one of you
they're willing to believe it's relevant.
One of you is a well-oiled machine.
I'm gonna look at Crucible and Lena and point to the ceiling.
Crucible points at Imra. I know you want your drawbridge thing, but I think we should check upstairs first.
So I will.
And without making her suggestion, Lena nods.
All right.
I will head over to the
Crucible.
corner.
Are you gonna wave Elevor, Samus, and Broldish into the shop?
Crucible checks with Lena first.
So now that you're close, she says, so are they going to watch the windows while we go upstairs to make sure that they don't escape?
That's perfect.
And then Crucible runs back to the door and relays that message to Elevor and Broldish to watch the windows while we check
Samus
upstairs.
will go.
Okay.
Samus will run to one corner, and then Elevor will run to this back corner. So
Well, we
like
know.
this.
We know. Oh, that's right. Yeah, because it's
and
upstairs,
then
so we don't know
Broldish,
where
if
the
you're in
windows
that
are.
corner, then we should be
upstairs.
good.
Yeah, I'll just stay here.
Because we know that they do second story work. So
True.
Imra, Lena, from looking at the stairs that there's a short set of stairs going up to the second floor. There is no third floor to the structure, probably not even an attic or significant crawl space, and that there are 2 doors at the top of the stairs, one leading to the east side of the building, one leading to the west side of the building.
Up we go.
Lena has done a lot of leading. Imra, if you would like to continue. Okay.
Yeah, Imra, things seem dangerous now, so I'll share time.
I walked into a room with 13 coffins, Tony, in Barovia.
Yeah, but I knew there was nothing bad in the first couple coffins. So
I'm gonna have Androdite follow right on my heels.
All right. I will tell you that Androdite does smell. I think probably the smell of death is a little bit stronger here than in your average Barovian place. Also, the smell of there's at least one human up ahead as well. How's that?
Huh. Okay. I will do my best to let people know. And I still have my light or longsword +1 drawn.
Yep. So Imra, you have led the way. You are at the top of the stairs at the landing. I think you've got the classic decision: east or west.
Let's go west.
It's the most dangerous direction. We just learned this.
Yep, just learned this. West is left. Is that's
yes
on this map?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. You peek open the door. There's a pretty small, kind of 15 by 15 square room in here. It looks like it's set up with a very meager kind of kitchen, table, chairs. There's some plates left out on the table as if somebody has had a meal here. There's another door on the north side of this small chamber. It smells like, I don't know, it's kind of musty. Honestly, I guess Androdite is here. Androdite is a dog. Androdite relays to you that it smells like Old Man.
Oh.
Old Man River.
Never mind. Anyway, so I'm going to open the door to the east.
An old human.
Old
All right, you open the door to the east. The door. Let me ask you. The door to the east. There's a large space beyond, a large room beyond there. It is pitch black, as if all the windows in this room are covered over.
Oh God.
Do you have any kind of thing that lets you, see real well in darkness?
I don't think I have
I
dark
forget
vision.
which
I think
creatures do
elves
and
have
don't.
I think
dark
elves do
vision.
by
Yeah.
default.
They did.
I
Absolutely.
feel like we have this conversation all the time, and I remember having a
I do.
conversation
Yeah.
and never never the result of the conversation because I'm bad at Dungeons and Dragons.
I do have dark vision.
All right, you peer in the darkness. This is a room. It's kind of stacked with lumber. There are some kind of more. These are your traditional crates, not coffins that Tony is calling crates. Here, it is pretty dirty. It smells unwell. The chamber looks like it must run most of the length of the building. I've only kind of revealed part of it that you can kind of see from where I imagine, kind of looking around from the door. And yeah, you can see crates and heaps of lumber in the darkness beyond.
Okay, I'm gonna tilt my head that way. I would like to try to be really sneaky going into that room.
Okay.
It's 14 to a stealth check.
Are your friends following you, or
That's
are
a
you
good
on your own
question.
at this point?
Lena's following her.
Yeah, Crucible's also somewhere on these stairs probably behind Lena and Imra.
Okay. You want to kind of bring yourselves there? All right. Let me.
Although Lena, neither you or I has dark vision, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, so that room's gonna be a little tricky for us.
Yep.
Until we open
Lena,
the curtains.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Lena, are you gonna use you do have a sword that casts light. Do you want to do that, or are you of the more just
She looks quizzically towards Imra, letting her kind of make the decision.
Perhaps we do everybody a hand on the shoulder of the person in front of them, at least for a little bit, because as soon as we use the light, we kind of blow our advantage.
I unsheath the sun sword and make ready to ignite it at the first sign of trouble.
Got it. The first sign of trouble was when the vampire tracks led to a coffin shop. So we're like the seventh sign of trouble.
I think the first sign of trouble was when a bunch of randos showed up in my town and started making trouble.
Didn't even have a sun sword to ignite at that point.
No.
All right, I'm going to look in this, I don't know, this pile of lumber, this pallet, whatever that is, that's to the east of me.
All right. You are poking around. It does seem like there's just it's heaps and heaps of lumber, presumably kind of the construction area for construction materials we're using for making coffins. Strange that it's up here on the second floor.
Yeah.
There's some crates that have like old tools and other materials that might be used in making coffins, but it's the air is kind of cold and drafty here.
Okay. I know something's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. I'm going to creep forward further into the room.
All right, Lena and Crucible, are you creeping with them?
Yep.
So I'm just going to reveal. So there is a lot of crates and piles of lumber on the kind of the room has kind of an L shape to it, so it opens up as you head in it, and you see crates and lumber all along the kind of back wall of this. You can make out it looks like there must be some windows in the wall here and there, but they've all been kind of covered over since there's no sunlight getting in here. Not even a little
tell. Maybe Imra can tell what they like. Are they boarded or are they just like curtained or?
Imra, I think they look like they have been boarded up.
Okay. Does anything look like it would fit a humanoid?
There are several decent-sized crates.
Okay.
What about this one directly behind Crucible?
I will say that I think Imra checked that stuff. That crate had like an open top and was full of tools.
Got it.
Whereas the other crates look a little bit more securely concealed, closed.
All right. Lena's had enough of this and is going to ignite the sun sword.
All right. Broldish and Elevor outside, getting restless. The sun is dipping lower and lower on the horizon.
Okay, so the windows are all boarded up, so I guess we don't see light pouring out from upstairs.
Nope.
Okay.
But also, if you see them boarded up, you might realize that Lena has sent you on a foolish errand.
I don't know that we'd be able to see.
I don't know if you could easily
board it up.
Because they're boarded up from the inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you just see darkened windows. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Does any of you have message or another ability to relay information?
I'm just listening real closely.
Yeah.
Possibly
Both of us,
a raised
for
voice.
screams.
Yeah.
Or clattering. If I hear screams or clattering. Or anything, coming through those windows, obviously.
Okay. Should we check a crate? Or should we check the room by the kitchen?
I think we should
It would be
check
really funny if the vampires chose crates to sleep in instead.
It would also be really funny if we went to the last room and it's like they're just like playing a board game.
Oh,
Catch
man.
like mid-roll. They're
They're
playing
playing
Dungeons and
Monopoly.
They're
Dragons.
playing Sorry.
Yeah.
So I actually.
We are very into Magic the Gathering right now.
So is the construction of Lena's sword such? Like, is it really a lightsaber such that she could just dip it
I
in?
think, I think it is. I think it is a glowing blade of light. I think that it. I don't know if it has quite the cut through everything properties of a lightsaber.
But wood.
But, yeah.
Sweet.
I mean, yeah. Like, if your idea, we just walk up to Castle Ravenloft and I just run around the whole thing with a lightsaber and then it falls.
No.
We'll just cut off the cliffside so it falls.
No.
But a stationary crate. It's not even. It doesn't even have round edges like a barrel. Yeah, I think you could sneak up on and attack a crate, Lena.
I'm
other
just thinking
option-
that you could
I
also
think
send
you
Androdite-
could also have take a sword and stab a crate also. But I think
Right, sure.
I think a sun sword is even better than a sword at stabbing
Yeah.
crates.
But before you do anything,
Also another alternative.
I was just gonna say you could send Androdite down to
Right.
collect the rest of the team.
This is true. Yes.
The other
that I think makes sense. So that we're
Crucible
all
could
up here.
also just do a turn undead right now, which might at least pile
Wake them all up.
Well, but it would also send them. It would put them at a strategic disadvantage potentially because they would have to run away.
I think we should summon the remaining 2 members of
Gather the troops.
the team.
All right.
Can I inquire something
Elders.
from Imra that Imra might know or Aline might know? Is her knowledge of the undead tell us what a challenge rating of a vampire spawn is?
I don't think so.
I will let you roll if you roll an intelligence check and get above a 20, I will tell you.
Oh, God. Okay.
Oh, God.
My intelligence modifier is -1.
Oh, no.
You could crit.
Wait, then you...
If you get a crit, I will tell you.
Yeah.
You do have
Oh,
advantage.
Yeah, got it. Crit. Got
You
it.
get it.
13.
You do get advantage though.
13.
You're not sure.
Okay.
All right.
So
well,
do we?
I'll send an Androdite down, and I want to check this room off the kitchen before we go busting up crates. So I'm gonna do that
All right.
quietly.
You go to open the door to this room off of the kitchen, leading to the one kind of unexplored part of the second floor, and are a bit surprised to find that the door does not open. It's as if the knob turns and it rattles, and it's as if it perhaps is barred from the other side. And in fact, you hear a voice call out to you, "Go away!"
Who are you?
Who are you? Get out of my house!
Where are the vampires?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Why are you locked in that room?
This is my bedroom. Leave me alone.
Do you lock yourself in your bedroom?
I mean, he probably doesn't want to be bothered by the vampires.
They're terrible roommates.
They did say I don't know what you're talking about, though.
Yeah. Did he roll a deception check though?
I heard the rattle.
Just let me in.
Okay, by this point,
Okay.
the
That's not
dog
the
has
best.
come, right? The dog has come to...
Yes,
Yeah,
the dog
yeah,
has
yeah.
come.
All right,
Yeah,
so we're
Brodus,
starting to
Thomas,
walk in.
Elevor.
Whoa,
Yeah.
coffins!
All right, good.
Wow.
Okay, I'm gonna try to knock down
Look at all these
the
coffins.
door.
Don't knock down the door. It'll be super loud and the vampires will wake up.
Here.
Why?
Like
Why do you not care?
they might be in there with him and he's trying to get rid of us.
Oh,
or they'll kill
if they
him.
have like a fang to his neck.
Yeah.
Imra, do you want to start knocking down a door?
While Imra's doing that, can Crucible like at least get far enough so he can see around this corner? Does the wall just end there?
Do you have dark vision?
Lena turned on her sword, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Someone turned out the sword.
Does that answer your question, Crucible?
Yes, thank you.
Imra, do you want to just use your +1 longsword and start beating down a door?
I'm just gonna. Well, Elivor's coming, so he can probably be, like more persuasive than I am. But I'm just gonna say we can't help you. We can't help this village if you don't tell us what's going on.
Get out of my house! Unfortunately, all of this commotion seems to have results. Crucible, as you are looking around the darkened storage room here, the lid off of one of the crates kind of silently slides off, and a strange, pale-looking woman with kind of talon-like hands and just a kind of blood-soaked mouth and clothes kind of rises quietly from the box in front of you, and as you're kind of noticing that, another one does as well, and they look at you, they see you, they hiss, and there is sounds of movement from many other crates around the storage room.
Hello
as well.
Oh, Crucible.
Crucible says hello. That'll be your first round of combat. So you have found the vampire nest, this nest of vampire spawn that is plaguing the people of Vallaki, turning them into food for the undead, and perhaps recruiting them to join their ranks. Will you be able to take on a nest of vampire spawn here in a darkened storage room where you have totally abandoned the element of surprise or the option to stick a lightsaber into a crate before the person inside came out to kill you? For answers to questions such as these, tune in next time to Total Party Kill, where you can start by rolling initiative.